Hi everyone, welcome to this Diablo Immortal video. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Necromancer chest essence for Dark Curse called Open Shell. So let's take a look at the description. Dark Curse also shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 3 seconds. Cannot occur on the same target more often than once every 6 seconds. And if you have this in an awakened slot, Dark Curse cooldown is decreased by 10%. So sounds like a pretty cool essence actually. If you have a Dark Curse build, you're just going to be dealing that extra damage to your enemies, and seems like it's something that's useful in both PvP if you have a Dark Curse build mixed together with Corpse Lance for example, and in PvE if you are using a damage over time build for example where you have Dark Curse. You could probably mix that with this essence as well. So let's take a look at the skills tab to see if there's any extra information about this essence. So here we go, let's have a look at the skills. Let's go to Dark Curse. Here we go. Dark Curse also shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 30 seconds. Can occur on the same target more often than once every 6 seconds. So they haven't added anything extra in this description here. Sometimes you might get a little bit more information here or some damage numbers or something like that. Let's equip Dark Curse on a build and see what this actually looks like, and if we notice any difference when we use this on the training dummy or like a damage difference as well. So let's have a look. Okay, so I've Dark Curse equipped on this build. Let's double check the skills tab just to make sure the essence is there. So here we go, Dark Curse, control, and there's Open Shell. Dark Curse also shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 3 seconds. So let's have a look at the training dummy. If we cast and take a look, there we go, vulnerable, taking increased damage. So that's what the essence is doing. We just do it one more time there. So if we have a look at that vulnerability, taking increased damage, that is this essence in effect basically. So when you have Dark Curse equipped with this essence, the enemy is going to take that increased damage during that time. So if we just double check that, let's remove this essence and just make sure there's nothing else that's causing that vulnerability. So just remove that essence there, and if we do Dark Curse again, we have a look at the training dummy, you can see that vulnerability is no longer there. The training dummy is no longer vulnerable for that extra increased damage. Let's do one more time just to make sure. Here we go, so you can see I've got bleed and we've got vision decrease. That's the default properties for Dark Curse, but we don't get that increased damage. So if we go ahead and put the essence back on again, here we go, Open Shell, one of the latest essences. And one more time at the training dummy, and there we go, you can see vulnerable popped up there. You can see the duration is a bit longer as well. So that's basically showing at the training dummy, you can definitely tell when this essence is taking effect, and it is actually doing what it's supposed to. Let's just have a play around with some damage before and after when using this essence. Okay, so for this test what I've done is removed all of the legendary gems from my other slots just to avoid the additional variables and them getting in the way. I've only got a legendary gem in the slot that I want awakened where the essence is going to be, and this is a defensive gem anyway. So first I just want to see a beforehand. So there's no Dark Curse essence in the chest slot, so Open Shell is not there. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 tests with 1 minute each. All I'm going to do is use Dark Curse and primary attack. So here we go. And we will take a look at the breakdown as well just to make sure we aren't getting anything else unexpected here. So you can see legendary gems, there's nothing, it's literally just Dark Curse and primary attack here. And we've got Bone Spear as our primary attack. And what we're looking for is to see if when we do equip that essence we get a noticeable difference in damage increase. And this is without any legendary gems or anything like that. So you can see what it would be like if we actually do put the legendary gems on afterwards as well. But in this instance I just didn't want too many other variables to get in the way. So 10 more seconds here, and you can see the cooldown for Dark Curse isn't that great at the moment, but we can improve that. Okay, so there we go. So we've got 11 million total damage, and you can see the DPS there as well. If we have a look at the breakdown, we've got 7.9% of the damage coming from Dark Curse, and you can see there's no legendary gems taking into effect there. Very minimal damage from the familiar, and the rest miscellaneous. And one more time here. And it'll be interesting to see how much more damage we get when we do equip Open Shell. And then what we'll do is we'll find what other essences that we can pair together with Open Shell to make it even more effective. Because there are some really nice Dark Curse essences that you can pair together with something like Open Shell. I used to use a Dark Curse build in PvP with that miasma that follows you, and then mixing it with Corpse Lance. I haven't used that build in quite a while. Might be quite fun to go back to that build to see, you know, does it still hold quite nicely. My character's changed a lot since I used to use that one, so it might be interesting. I'm using the Golem build at the moment just so I can get stuck in more and just so I don't die too easily. Okay, here we go. We're nearly at the 1 minute mark. Fairly consistent, nearly there at the 11 million. So this time we got 10.4 million total damage. If we have a look at the breakdown, you can see there's nothing else got in the way. Definitely just Dark Curse and primary attack, and no legendary gems that are affecting this test. So now we're going to go and equip the essence and see if we notice a difference. Now we get Dark Curse also shatters enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 3 seconds. And we do get that Dark Curse cooldown decrease as well. Now, one thing to remember is obviously can it occur on the same target more often than once every 6 seconds. So let's just see. So the damage increase won't be like a huge amount. Let's just see how much more it actually is. And if we have a look at the cooldown, I think if we click it, yeah, 9. So you got 9 seconds before you can use it again. And we're basically making sure we don't get anything under that, at least 11 million. It should be 11 million, if not a little bit more. But I thought it'd be nice just doing this like strip down test without having all of the other legendary gems getting in the way and stuff like that. Just to see a nice before and after. So we haven't really got that long left. Oh, okay, I went over by a second there, but 11.5 million there. So let's have a look at the breakdown. We've got primary attacks and only Dark Curse there. So 11.5. Let's just try that one more time. We're only 1 second off there. It's not too bad. But we definitely got over that 11 million mark. I'm going to try that one more time. And just make sure we definitely get at least 11 million, if not above. Remember, before we got 10.4 million and then we got 11 million. I just have to remember to click Dark Curse quickly when the cooldown is up. There we go. Okay, so we've got a few seconds left here on the clock, and pause. 11 million, so yeah, it was just pretty much the same as before, where we didn't have the essence, but at least it wasn't anything less than that 11 million. Now obviously if you have other legendary gems equipped and your other skills, they're all going to be doing that increased damage when the enemy is vulnerable. Right, now let's have a look to see what other essences we can pair together with this Dark Curse Open Shell essence. Okay, so if we have a look at these essences here, so we have Open Shell equipped. Now the first one is the shoulder piece. Now the shoulder piece has a really cool Dark Curse essence called Linger Mantle. So this is where Dark Curse duration is increased by 39%. So this is a great one to pair together with any of your Dark Curse essences, just because when you use it, you're just going to make the most out of it and increase that duration. Now for the weapon, you have to be careful. You've got Delayed Destruction, which is a Dark Curse essence, but just be careful of this one because this one will not pair together with certain Dark Curse essences that you have in your leg slot. For example, here we've got Mournful Destroyer, which is the curse that Dark Curse now curses the ground in an area, causing enemies within it to take continual damage. The weapon one is where Dark Curse now curses enemies in a targeted area, causing them to explode and damage all nearby enemies after a short delay. So now if we have a look at the skills tab, you can see we've got the curse which defiles the ground, causing enemies within it to take that damage over time. We've got the Dark Curse Open Shell Essence where you shatter the enemy armor, and then we've got the Dark Curse Duration, but we don't have the Weapon Essence. So this is where you have to really be careful you don't end up picking something in your weapon slot for Dark Curse which clashes with whatever you've got in your leg slot. It would be nice if they had some sort of symbol just to let you know now that, you know, they're not pairing together. There is something wrong, you need to check your build, but just be careful. So for weapon, the only one really you've got here for Dark Curse is this Hesitation's End. Now the leg slot is where you've got the most amount of Dark Curse essences. They've shoved loads of Dark Curse essences all in the leg slot. For example, we've got Dark Cryptic here. We get the Dark Rune in an area that explodes after a short delay. You've got Fettered Folds. Dark Curse now places a seal at a targeted location, dealing damage and slowing enemies within the area. And if we go down more, there's a lot more. You've got Soul Chime as well. So you've got Dark Curse causing enemies to explode on death. Limbs of the Lacrimal. Dark Curse now decreases enemy attack speed and movement speed. You've got Guided by Maggots as well. And if we keep going down, Empty Pit. There's some more down here as well. If we go down, we've got Fulsome Feeding, where this is a popular one in PvP as well, where you've got Dark Curse now creates a miasma that follows you, damaging nearby enemies and continuously generating corpses. This is the one which you pair together with Corpse Lance, and it works really well in PvP. And then if we go down here, you've got Unfueling Revival as well, where you got the reanimates corpses into Spectral Hounds, and then you've got Corpse Draggers. So there's so many Dark Curse essences to pick in the leg slot that will pair together with Open Shell. So the one that I've gone in with is this Mournful Destroyer. Dark Curse now curses the ground in an area, causing enemies within it to take continual damage. And if you have a look at the skills tab, as we saw before, all of these now pair together nicely. So you've got the Curse, you've got Open Shell, shattering enemy armor, and then we've got the duration increased by 39%. So that's how you can sort of pair together other Dark Curse essences with Open Shell. And then in your other essence slots, you can put whatever else you want, which pair together with your build, depending on what other essences and skills you've got for this build. So, but you definitely want to keep the shoulder piece, Linger Mantle, you've got Open Shell, you've got whatever you want to pick for your leg slot, and then sort of decide what you want for your other essences, depending on your build for Dark Curse. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to equip all of my legendary gems again, and we're going to have one last check. Okay, so I've got all of my legendary gems equipped again, and if we have a look at the essences, I don't have Open Shell equipped yet because I want to do a before and afterwards, but I do have Linger Mantle equipped for Dark Curse, increasing the duration, and I do have Mournful Destroyer equipped as well. The other ones are just Grim Scythe essences, and also one for Soulfire and Corpse Lance. So I'm just going to attack the training dummy for 1 minute, but using Dark Curse. So just a quick 1 minute test, and this is going to be using all of the legendary gems, all of the other skills, everything going, so lots of effects on at the training dummy. If we have a look at the breakdown afterwards, there's going to be lots happening there. We're going to take a look at the total damage and see if we actually notice a difference when we do have Open Shell equipped. Okay, here we go. We've just got a couple of seconds left. I'm going to pause it there. So there we go. We've got 2 million DPS, 2.8, and we've got 171 million for the total damage. If we have a look at the breakdown, we're going to get all sorts here. So there's only 6.5% from Dark Curse, but we've got Soulfire, Grim Scythe, Corpse Lance. We've got 9.6% damage from legendary gems. Now we're going to equip Open Shell. So Dark Curse will now shatter the enemy armor, increasing the damage they take. Let's see how much of a difference we get now. So let's reset everything, and here we go. So once again, just a 1 minute test. And even with all of the essences equipped, it still takes 9 seconds before I can use Dark Curse again. So it seems like I can't reduce that cooldown more than that 9 seconds. But let's see if we actually notice a difference. Okay, here we go, and pause. So yeah, a definite difference there. The DPS is way higher, 3.2 mil compared to the 2.8 we had last time. And before we had a damage of 171 million, and now we've got a damage of 198 million. So a definitely huge difference when having that essence equipped. Let's take a look at here. So we've got 6.8% damage coming from Dark Curse. Now, obviously I've got lots of continual damage going on here, but I don't have the essence equipped, which does the burst of that continual damage on the enemy with Grim Scythe. So if I did have that, it would have to remove one of the Dark Curse essences to actually get that equipped. But yeah, at least we saw a definite increase there. Let me just try one more time as well. Okay, just 5 seconds to go. See if we can, there we go. I wasn't able to get one last Dark Curse in there, but we got 212 million, even more than last time. DPS 3.5 mil, and that's a definite increase again. So as you can see, when you've got the essence equipped, you do get a definite increase in damage. Let's just double check we get the vulnerability. Right at the top there, it said vulnerable, taking increased damage. Yeah, that was a fun test just to see the damage increase when I do actually have open shell equipped. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover with this video, just to see how this Dark Curse open shell essence actually works, and if I do notice a definite increase in damage when using this against an enemy, which we do, which is really cool. So yeah, I think this is a pretty decent essence. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. A decent essence for Dark Curse. One that you can use in PvP if you've got it paired together with Corpse Lance. And also one that you can use in PvE as well to increase the damage you deal to enemies from shattering their armor. And paired together nicely with Necromancer as well to increase the duration. And then you can choose how you want to equip all of your other essences as well, depending on what other skills you've got for your build. But yeah, a nice essence here, and it was good to see that definite damage increase as well, especially when we had all of the other legendary gems going on as well. You saw the boost compared to when we didn't have the essence equipped. So yeah, I hope somebody finds this video useful. I found it quite useful just doing the test myself and using this for the first time, just to confirm that you do get that definite damage increase when using this. I might actually go back to trying a Dark Curse build in PvP and then having this paired together with Necromancer and then maybe that Miasma that follows you, and have this pairing with Grim Scythe and also Corpse Lance to see how that behaves. Let me know in the comment section if you are using this essence and how you're getting on with it. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.